Alright my friends, how you all doing? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a fresh episode of our City Zoo build, Tropical Wings Zoo. So we're back my friends for a brand new episode. On the Discord this week I kind of put up how I see the next few episodes going, but last episode my friends, in case you've not seen that one yet, is linked above for you right now. Go check it out my friends. We did lots of sort of backstage work in the previous episode, and then I decided to put a planning episode out, which is the one that's linked above, kind of explaining what we're going to be doing today and in the next few episodes. So make sure you go check that out my friends. It's a really good episode and it kind of shows you how I see the zoo panning out over the coming weeks basically as we continue to put more stuff out. Today at the time of recording this, it's been confirmed that there's a new DLC being released, ladies and gents. The African pack is coming. It's North African animal based. It looks amazing and people have already been asking me, are you going to be adding any of those animals to the zoo? I am my friends. I'm not going to confirm it today though. I'll probably confirm it in next week's episode once the DLC is out and we've got our hands on it. I'll confirm the animals that are going to be added to the animals list, and then a revised animal list will then be put on the Discord, pinned, so that the people members over there can see the animal list in all of its glory my friends. But anyway, let's crack on with today's episode because there's lots and lots of stuff to show you. Basically it's a lot of backstage area, infrastructure, really important things ready for us to welcome the next few animals. Okay my friends, so here we are. We're at the entrance of the zoo once again, and as I've already said, this stuff that we're going to be looking at today, there's no animals, I'm afraid. I know that some people don't really like these episodes where there's no new animals to show off and things, but today's episode is the first of three that I've already confirmed what I'm going to be doing. No plans for this episode. I decided to just wing this, but for the next couple of episodes, which I will confirm sort of at the end of today's, I'm hoping to draw up proper plans for those so that you can get a good, kind of look, and you can kind of see my vision for the habitats and stuff that I'm going to build. But I didn't really feel the need to do it for this because it's stuff I'd spoken about before and it's little things that we needed in the zoo. So let's jump on in and let me show you what's been happening. I'm going to take you over to the backstage area. This was the last proper episode that went out. Obviously we did the animal hospital, we got this admin building put in, but I've been working on this a little bit, between now and then. Obviously admin building's all finished. I've put in some more lights, just some really minor details that I've been doing here. I've put in the road. I've got a few road markings in. I've got this path, this walk-in sort of path, all finished off as well. I did explain this a couple of episodes ago, but basically this is where people would walk because it's a lot of road. Basically I'd seen some industrial sites that use this and I thought it was quite cool. I've started putting in some more little bits and bobs, bits of decoration like bins and rubbish. I'm going to put a trailer in here, but I can't find one that I like enough to put in there that kind of fits with the scale and stuff that we're going with in the game. But that's probably what I'm going to do there. I'm going to probably put a truck in here at a later date, but I'm kind of holding off on all of those items that require lots of pieces because I'm going to wait until the zoo's finished before I really pack all that stuff out. And I know I spoke about this a couple of episodes ago as well, but the internal parts of the buildings, I've definitely decided now that unless they're guest facing, I'm not going to detail the insides like crazy. I'm going to wait until the zoo's finished and then do all that detailing because I want to make the most of the pieces now for the big bits of the zoo that the guests are going to look at and for the more interesting stuff, and then right at the end, right before it's finished, I'll just go in and I'll do little bits and bobs, like light fittings and that sort of stuff. But this is new, this part here, as I waffle away. This is the kitchen. This is the first of many kitchens I'm sure will be in the zoo. It's a very similar style to the admin building, slightly different doorway, and then the sides and the back are a little bit different as well, and I'll kind of explain to you, kind of like my vision for this building and how it's going to work and stuff. What I have done is I've put a little shed on the outside though, a little like maintenance shed basically, and this would have stuff, like wheelbarrows in and carts and things like that as they would move food to and from this building, and lots of other bits and bobs in there, cleaning stuff and things like that. But I thought that would a nice little addition. Just adding these little things really brings your backstage to life as well. Once again, I've had lots of requests for a backstage and backlot area tutorial, and I am going to be doing that very soon, my friends. It's been a busy week, and I've been really trying to crack on with Tropical Wings and Jammy Conservation Park this week. I'm ahead of schedule, so if I do find some time, I'll be sure to get that tutorial together for you, and I'll put it together in a how-to episode. But I will jump inside just so you can see the internal workings of the building as well. So I put a big food source here, the big kitchen and whatnot. I much prefer the bigger ones, I'm going to be honest with you, because more than one person can work in there at one time. And we're probably going to go with that sort of feel as we go around the zoo. And as you come around this corner, what I was thinking, and this was, I was already thinking this, but someone had mentioned it in the Discord as well about storage and stuff for food and whatnot, and that you don't actually need that much room, and I do totally agree. But what I've decided to do is this would be like a big sort of walk-in freezer, and then this would be like a big walk-in sort of storage area. I will at a later date detail it all. As you can see, all I've done is just put the floor in for now, but at a later date, as I've already said, I'm saving the pieces for now, but at a later date we will properly detail all these up and get them looking pretty good and pretty cool inside. But as you can see, like, I've really just scrimped on the details inside because I'm going to save those pieces for stuff that's a bit more important. This is probably the first and last time we will look at the inside of this building, because these are the areas that you just don't look at much when you are touring around zoos and you're looking at areas and stuff like that. So it's nice to have all these bits and bobs all laying around, but it's only for sort of the aesthetical purpose and whatnot. Obviously, I've continued with this roof design, very similar to the other one, but what I was thinking over here, because of the freezer, I think the ventilation would be a bit different, so I've tried to kind of stick with the realism, at least on the outside of the building, so that everything looks pretty hunky-dory, and I've carried on with these ladder designs in certain places and whatnot, and that's really it. I've put this little seating area in as well. I thought this might be important for the staff. Obviously, if they didn't want to sit inside one of the staff areas having their lunch, they have the freedom to come out on a really nice day and sit outside and enjoy their lunch that way. Fences are gone in to make this a bit more private. Obviously, when you come up this way, this is the behind of the flamingos, and then this way goes back off into the entrance plaza. I've not finished all this off because obviously we got big things coming. We've got the otters that are going to come in over here, and I'd rather get those in first and kind of get the animals in here as well, the animals that are going to go along here, before I really try and finish this area off, because I need to know where perimeter fences are going to go, where access gates are going to go. I've got to get fire exits in and things like that. So I'm just going to build as I go with this zoo. I'm just going to build up to the edge of whatever is there last, and kind of and go that way about it, basically. But that little backstage area there is pretty much finished now. That is backlot area. What is that? North Service Gate, this one is. So there'll be plenty more of these, but it is pretty much finished. We may end up with something else down here. I really don't know. I couldn't tell you right now if that is going to be the case, but for now, that little backstage area is as good as done. There's a few little details that need adding, but like I say, they're details that we're going to add at a later date. If you can hear the dog barking, I do apologise. Rolo's obviously having a bit of a meltdown. But we're going to come in this way, ladies and gents, because I've added to the entrance plaza. Nothing along here has been really added. I've not done too many details to this section of it. But as you do come forward, obviously I revealed on the plans that we were going to add a playground to the entrance plaza, and I've done exactly that. And this is how it's come out, and I really, really love this. Actually, it wasn't going to look like this initially, so it was going to go in this whole gap, and I'd kind of got this. I'd got the flooring in basically to go all the way over here, but it just didn't sit right with me, especially because of the way that I've done the trim for the plants and whatnot. And it just didn't sit right, so I just made it slightly smaller, and actually, it looks far better like this. I did say it wasn't going to be anything too crazy or too extravagant. And I've kept it very, very low key. So as you can see, I've continued with the planting design that we've been going with the whole time during the course of this build. Really trying to keep it a lot more sort of natural and not cover everything in mulch. I think mulch can be saved for special occasion, really, for raised beds and things like that. But yeah, I've kind of continued with this really, really natural design. I'm building all the plants up as well as we go around the corner, and it's really starting to feel lush, the zoo, and I'm absolutely loving the way that it's starting to come together. But yeah, we just literally got the couple of swings, places for the parents to sit, and then we got a couple of seesaws, and we got this zip line as well, which I think is a pretty cool addition to this little bit. We've obviously got this little climbing frame here, and the zip line comes off of the climbing frame. Many ways for the kids and that to get up, but yeah, really like playgrounds, they don't work, do they, properly in the game? So it is just for aesthetical purpose. But what's nice is hopefully we will get our guests using it and potentially walking through because of the way that I've joined this up. Here, ladies and gents, I've obviously got this piece of path in as well now. Right here, I said that this was going to be a piece that was going to come in this way, so I've got that done. And the entrance to Gorilla Kingdom is probably going to be along here somewhere. They're not going to walk in the entrance of Gorilla Kingdom and go straight into the exhibit. I'm going to do it really gradual so that we don't get congestion here. I'm going to make the entrance quite big. We want to avoid that congestion. So, but it is going to be around this area, and then the entrance to the pygmies is going to be up here, and then the otters are going to be over here. And I've got some big plans for the otters. And then the last bit I need to show you is round this way. So I've started adding all the backstage. I've really started to tie it all up back here. But yeah, we'll take a look at that in a moment. And as I've already said, I've started building all of the planting up. Now, I've kind of left this here. I've left this space here because of, you know, potential new animals that we were going to get in the DLC, because I knew there was one on the horizon. But also, you know, Knoll exhibits are quite important, you know, Knoll bird exhibits and things like that. And I just thought it was a nice spot for potentially something a bit smaller, or some Knoll exhibits, along with potentially sort of like another little seating area and whatnot. I'm trying not to give away what's to come. So yeah, I've just kind of been putting in the plant in, being really gradual with it, and getting all the fences in. As I said, the plan, it was a very straight path, wasn't it? But I've used a curved path just because it's just nicer aesthetically. It just is nicer. But as we come round this way, ladies and gents, you're going to be met with a pit stop area. This is something that really came together organically. I was looking for some inspiration, basically. I was trying to look for some stuff to kind of work off of. I use a lot of reference points when I'm trying to build realistically, because I'm not an architect. I'm really into architecture, but I'm not an architect by trade. So it is nice to do a bit of reading, and it's nice to find some reference points. I found this really cool toilet block, and then I basically just evolved the toilet block into what we now have, and it just opened up into this amazing sort of pit stop area, basically. So as I take you round, you will see heavy planting here. I really wanted to go heavy on the planting, but yeah, this is the little pit stop area, and basically this is going to be right towards right near the exit to Gorilla Kingdom, and I thought it was a perfect place to put this. And not only that, it's right at the entrance to the tunnel that's going to take you into Adventure Africa. So I thought it was really important to have something like this here, because, you know, people are going to go in different directions around the zoo. You know, they could go counterclockwise, and then this would be one of the, you know, last things that they kind of end up at, and it might be a nice place to, you know, sit down. It might be a nice place as well if you've got kids. Let them have a wee, quick bite to eat, and then into Adventure Africa, which is going to be amazing and a huge part of the zoo. So I wanted to build this pit stop area, and it started with this building here. So basically what I've done is I've built a toilet block. If I give you a little a view from the top, the toilet block is actually in the back, and then we've got this little piece here, which is I'm kind of treating this as sort of like a storage sort of facility that kind of services the buildings that are in this area. And then I decided that the toilet block, it weren't really enough, because what I'd done is I'd built this piece here, this little entrance here, and so we just had this massive overhang, and I was just going to put some seats underneath it, but then I thought actually it's a perfect place to throw in a restaurant or a little snack stop or something. Now I'm going to be honest with you, the fascia of the snack shop isn't finished, and you're going to see as well that all of the hoardings and all of the boards and whatnot, they're not done. And my reason for not doing them is I've been working tirelessly on getting all the Jammy Conservation Part 1s done, and they take a long time when you customise them, especially the way I'm doing it on Photoshop, and I basically just got a bit sick of doing them, so I've just decided to not do them, but they'll be done for next episode, because Jammy will be done and dusted and tied up. Yeah, I've not done that, but the majority of it is done. And what happens here is, obviously this is the tunnel that's going to go down to Adventure Africa. It's going to be really, really cool. Going down this way, it's going to be quite a cool little entrance into what's going to be a big part of the zoo, probably the main part of the zoo. But we were left with this space here. I decided to put a toilet block in, but also it's a great way to kind of like really tie in all of the back lot stuff that I'd already started. So we've got this little fence here, obviously staff access point only. Like I was saying, we've got this little storage unit that is connected to this building, and then if you go around this way, that's round to the backstage, and then obviously we've got this little pathway that goes this way, so all of this stuff can all be serviced. I've been very particular about the way I've done sort of like guardrails and stuff around here, and it's just because obviously this is a big drop if anyone was to jump the fence, and we don't want people jumping the fence either, so we have got to be safe and whatnot. But yeah, that goes around the back there. But the toilet block is actually like a little bit different to anything I've ever done. So you kind of have this sort of like this little entrance way here. I'm going to put some plants in here, some potted plants in this, just to liven it up. Obviously lights and stuff on the ceiling. But you got this first part, and then you go in through this door, and then this is where you are met with the actual bathrooms, ladies and gents. I'm just going to have to do this because I'd clicked on something and it wasn't moving around. So this is where you met with the actual bathrooms, and again I've kind of followed suit, disabled men's and ladies, and the ladies is here because actually the toilet block would go back a bit further. The men's are a bit smaller, and then this is the disabled toilet here, so you kind of just have to imagine it. Obviously I've used the in-game toilets, we've not decorated the inside or anything, but yeah, just kind of put these lights on the wall, little bench here for people that are waiting and stuff like that, and yeah, it's just really low-key, but just really felt the need to just do something a little bit different. So that's one of our toilet blocks there. And as we come outside, then I decided to add this little snack shack, and that's exactly what it is. So yeah, I've got to do all of the price lists, and I want to put like a little sweet counter on this, which is why I've dropped it a bit lower. I want to put like a little sweet counter here, but essentially you can get smoothies and soft drinks and sweets and that sort of stuff, and that's essentially what this is. And I really love the way it come out. I much prefer the freedom that you've got taking away the box that's around the shop now. It just leaves you with the cash register, and you've just got so much more freedom. If you've not modded your game yet, and there's one mod that I would say is essential, this is the one. Honestly, this is the one in my opinion, because just look how much nicer this looks. Obviously Flamingo Flavors, we know how good that one looks, but again, you know, we've absolutely nailed it over here with this. The only thing I've not done is I maybe should have put some cupboards in, and I might just change this little bit here just to represent some sort of storage and whatnot, because we don't have any of that. Obviously we've got the vent here because this would all be, you know, refrigerated and whatnot and cooled, but yeah, I'm using the gulpy signs for now, but I am going to make custom signs, because I want to make some like custom I want to make custom sort of drinks, so I'm going to do my own logos and things like that, so that the whole sort of narrative and the whole world becomes very, very unique. But yeah, that's the little snack shack. Obviously there's a few little details that need adding, but you kind of get the picture, ladies and gents. Plenty of seating around here. The seating area was real pain, I'm going to be honest with you, to get it to come together the way it has, because obviously the planters and whatnot, I had to be really particular about the way I did all of the pathing and that underneath it. We've got another one of our adoption spots. Again, I've not done this, but it'll be done shortly. Again, and with the soft toys and whatnot. And then we come this way. We've got our planters over here. I put a couple of vending machines around the back. It might just be that you want a soft drink, and this might be a bit of a long queue, but you can come around here, grab yourself a drink. I've thought of everything, basically. There's our access to the backstage area. And then if we come over this side, obviously we have to come up some steps, just trying to change that eye level perception and just trying to change those levels up a bit in this zoo. I'm definitely trying this a bit more. Obviously disabled access, we've got the steps, more seating, and then over here this is a little information building that I've built, and this is completely custom, this, because I had to custom the roof because there's nothing this small that you can put on the building, so I had to go all out and really customize it. The inside, again, it does need finishing off. We've got the desk that the computer sits on, but we probably need some cupboards and things like that to be added in. It is a work in progress, but I think it looks really, really cool. I wanted to have these this open, but the windows, unfortunately, there's nothing small enough to just sit inside that gap, so I couldn't do it. So yeah, it is what it is. I still think it looks really, really cool. And then you come over this way, and this is just like another little sort of like ice cream stop, so it's all in one place. So if one's busy, there's always somewhere else that you could go and get your grub and stuff like that from. And there's just more seating, and as you can see, that the planting that I've done there really kind of hugs this, and then you've got the plants that give you that bit of shade, and I'm probably going to put some plants towards the back here as well, just to try and get some shade over this way. And then to go with this area, which I'm going to say I'm absolutely in love with, I kind of said on the Discord, I've created one of the most beautiful areas that I've ever done, and it might look really basic, but these are important areas, and it is just a beautiful thing to kind of look at because of the way it will service the zoo. And you can imagine something like this, a little stop like this. And then you come out the back. Obviously this is your entrance into the information kiosk. All the fences, all really strategically placed. This fence design, I'm going to be honest with you, nothing overlaps because there's so many pieces in each fence. It really does, you slow down the process, so I have to put the fences in last, but they just look so nice. That's your entrance into the back of the snack shack. There's the back of this, and as you can see, it comes round. There's a little ramp here, some steps, and then I've kind of I've put this here like this because I'm not sure what to do here. I'm honestly thinking about just putting plants in this because this doesn't really have an entrance like a road that's going to be coming in here. I've made this fence up here a lot bigger so that a car could come in, so like one of a small van or something could come in with goods and stuff to service the area, but there's not like a proper road, so to speak, because it doesn't need to be, because the only real thing that this is going to service is the buildings. You've got the gift shop here, you've got the information kiosk here, and you've got the snack shack there, so there's not really too much that needs to be serviced. And then all I've done is we've got a little just a little sort of like a little shed basically for the mechanics and things like that, to keep all their tools and their cleaning equipment and whatnot. And then I decided here, because the bins were really out in the open, I decided to put a little cover on them. Now I know what you're all going to say, over the other side they're out in the open as well, but I just feel like this side, because of food waste and things like that, I think it was just a bit more important to kind of keep this all covered up and out of the way. And then as you can see, just really started getting all those little details in the boxes and the crates and whatnot, and I just feel like it added something to this area, because it just looked like a mass of concrete to start with, and then I put another little planter in here just to kind of separate these areas up, and that's pretty much it, ladies and gents. That's all I've really done. I have done this as well. Obviously we've got another one of our directional signs in, and it's got all the proper names and all the proper bits and bobs on. I just want to show you the Adventure Africa sign because it's custom made, obviously all of them are, but the the Adventure Africa obviously is going to be that way, and then you've got flamingos and otters and that way. And I've done the gorillas because obviously this is going to be near the exit of Gorilla Kingdom, and if I take you around the other side, you'll see, look, Gorilla Kingdom is that way with the playground and flamingos and whatnot. But yeah, that is all done and dusted as well, and looking pretty good. But yeah, let me know what you think of that area, and let me know what you think of the work that I've done in today's episode, my friends. But before we leave today, I want to talk to you about next episode, and we will be working our way over here. And next episode, we're going to be working on the otters. Now, the otters have got to be... It's going to be special. It's really, really going to be special. I've taken inspiration from Chester Zoo. I'm going to do it slightly different, but I've just taken some inspiration, because we are going to have a part where we do, an otter talk, because obviously on the signs it says otter live and whatnot. And this is going to be raised higher than the flamingos, because I want their outdoor area to go down a level, so then I can create some nice waterfalls and whatnot. But I want the education area to be quite high up, and I want to be able to create like a seating in a certain way. So it's going to be a really interesting build, this one, and I can't wait to show you what I've got planned over the coming days. Basically, I'm not sure if it will be finished next week. I am working on Jammy Conservation Park, but hopefully by the time next week is done and dusted, I will have something at least ready to show you, ladies and gents, where the otters are concerned. But that is going to be next episode. And so there you have it, my friends. We're done and dusted for another episode of our Tropical Wings build. A relatively short one, this. I do hope you've enjoyed it, though. Obviously, I know these infrastructure and backlot area episodes are not to everyone's taste, but I build realistic zoos, and these are just as important as building animal habitats. But the next 2 episodes, obviously I've already told you, we've got the otters coming next episode, and then after that we're going to have the Gorilla Kingdom, which is going to be an unbelievable build. Not only is it going to include gorillas, but it will include the pygmy hippos as well. I'm going to have to build the two at the same time, side by side. On top of all of this that's coming, ladies and gents, I've already mentioned the African DLC that is coming. Obviously, I am going to be adding some of those animals to the zoo. The meerkats, the fennec fox are definite shoe-ins. They're going to be added to the zoo. Obviously, I didn't pick the list, so I've had to talk to the people that did. We are thinking about changing the emperor penguins for the African penguins, because the smaller species, especially as far as like UK zoos are concerned, are far more popular. I've never actually seen the emperor penguin in a zoo personally, so I might go with that smaller species. And then the beta will be added as well, because insects are always helpful as space fillers and whatnot. As far as the rhino's concerned, though, I don't think we'll add it to Tropical Wings. I think we'll save that for Jammy Conservation Park or another project later on down the line. But I just feel like we've got lots of large species in this zoo already, and it's a very small city build, so I just don't think we're going to have the space, unfortunately, for the rhino. So we will take a miss on that this time, my friends. But have no fear, the majority of animals are going to make their way into Tropical Wings. But my friends, I am done and dusted. If you are new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It's the best way to support not only myself but our lovely little pocket of YouTube. Drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed it. It really, really helps a ton if you do that, my friends. And as I always say, be sure to be getting your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you've made of today's episode and all of the stuff that is to come in future episodes, my friends. If you are a member of the Discord, be sure to keep an eye out for the updated animal list that will obviously be posted very, very shortly. And if you're not a member, you can find the link in the description box below, my friends. But until next time, I'll see you all later. Look after yourself. Stay safe. Stay humble. Laters.